Now I am going to discuss the answers for all these questions. You can mark your answers by using a red pen and allocate marks accordingly. Right, let's see one by one. First question, fill in the blanks. The plant tissue which is able to multiply called meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue. Second one, plant tissue that transport water and minerals is, you know that water and minerals are transported by xylem tissue. And also you know that the plant tissue which transport food and minerals is phloem tissue. Here the answer is xylem tissue because water and minerals transfer by xylem tissue. Third one, tissue has stone shape isodiametric cells. Stone shape, you know that stone shape means another way circular shape or round shape, parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma tissue. Fourth one, tissue is non-living tissue. Here the answer should be sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma tissue, because you can't write here xylem tissue because it has parenchyma cells. Only parenchyma cells are living cells, so you can't get it. Then answer for the fourth one is sclerenchyma tissue. Fifth one, smooth cells are spindle shape. Spindle shape. 5 marks. 1 mark for each. Second question, mark correct or incorrect. Permanent tissue does not participate for plant growth. You know what is permanent tissues? Permanent tissues are simple permanent and complex permanent, compound permanent or complex permanent. That means parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma and also xylem and phloem all are permanent tissue. Here say that permanent tissue does not participate for plant growth. We know that meristematic tissues multiply further to grow further. It participates directly for the growth of plants, but permanent tissues also indirectly participate for the growth of plants because they help to increase the size of cells. When plant is growing, permanent tissue cells increase their size. When plant is growing, permanent tissue cells increase their size. So permanent tissue does not participate for plant growth. It is wrong. It is wrong, incorrect. Second one, parenchyma cells are present in leaf veins. Parenchyma cells are present in leaf veins. We have learnt that leaf veins contain not parenchyma, collenchyma tissue. Or collenchyma cells contain leaf veins. So this is also incorrect. Red blood cells are non-living. We know that. We have learned that red blood cells, they do not have a nucleus. That means they are non-living. It is correct. Red blood cells are non-living. It is correct. Skeletal tissue is uninucleate. We know that skeletal tissue is multinucleate. One cell has more than one nucleus, multinucleate. So it is incorrect. Fourth one, incorrect. Fifth one, cardiac muscle cells are voluntary. Voluntary means we know that unconscious, not unconscious, with thinking. They are with thinking. අපි හිතලා කරන දේ. And cardiac muscle cells are voluntary. That is wrong. Heartbeat එක අපි හිත ගන්නෙ නැහැ. ඒක වැරදි. Right? Involuntary action එක. It is also incorrect. Now 10 marks. 2 by each. 2 for each. Right? Next one, write short answers. First one, write the function of RBC. RBC means red blood cells. The function of RBC is to transport oxygen to the body cells. To transport oxygen to the body cells. Second one, write the function of motor neuron. Function of motor neuron. To transfer message from intermediate neuron to the target organ. To transfer message from intermediate neuron to the target organ or muscle. Third one, write common characteristic for all epithelial cells. Epithelial cells, all epithelial cells common characteristic. All epithelial cells are situated on a basement membrane. On a basement membrane. All epithelial cells are situated on a basement membrane. What is the pigment present in RBC? RBC means red blood cells. Pigment. Can you color in it? It contains the pigment hemoglobin. Hemoglobin. Write the function of platelets. Platelets participate clotting of blood outside the body. For blood clotting outside the body. When there is bleeding, it helps to clot blood. Here 5 questions. 2 for each, 10 marks. 2 for each, 10 marks. Next one, write clear answers. A person suffering from anemia has excessive tiredness. Explain why. We know that anemia means the deficiency of iron. A person suffering from anemia has excessive tiredness. Anemia means deficiency of iron. If they have no iron, they have no ability to produce hemoglobin. Hemoglobin contains iron. Anemia is the deficiency of iron. Iron needs to form hemoglobin. Without hemoglobin, no function of RBC. Now it is clear that RBC help to transport oxygen to the body cells. Without hemoglobin or without RBC, can't or difficult to transfer oxygen to the body cells. You have to explain at least 3 sentences, right? State the structural difference and functional difference between xylem and phloem tissue. Structural difference means what we can see, the things we can see, structural difference. Functional difference means activity, actional difference, right? The structural difference between xylem and phloem. Xylem tissue, most of the cells are non-living. Most of the cells do not have a nucleus. And phloem, most of the cells have a nucleus and most of the cells are not living in the phloem. Xylem non-living, most of the cells, xylem non-living, phloem most of the cells living. And also another structural feature is xylem cells, they have no sieve tubes. Sieve tubes can have a xylem, they do not have sieve tubes, but phloem, they have sieve tubes. They have sieve tubes. That is structural difference. You have to write only one. Then functional difference is xylem, they help to transfer water and minerals, and phloem, food and nutrition. Transport food and nutrition. Next one, name one place where simple permanent tissues are situated. One place where simple permanent tissues are situated. Simple permanent means we know that parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. So we can write any answer for parenchyma cells located places or sclerenchyma situated places in plant or collenchyma situated plants. That means the parenchyma is situated in soft parts. We know that flower petals, fruit coverings, tender leaves, they contain parenchyma. You can write any answer. Then collenchyma, they contain leaf veins, and sclerenchyma, they contain in plant fibers and some seeds, dates, guava seeds, they contain sclerenchyma. You can write any answer. State the part of neuron cell which transmit message from music and dancing accordingly. Getting the message of music to the brain and dancing accordingly. Getting the message of music to the brain and accordingly they get dance. එහෙමද වෙන්නේ නේද? Now music, how to get the message of music to the brain? By sensory neuron. Before that, sensory neuron means here hearing. Hearing කියන sense එක නේ ear. First you have to write the part. First one, ear. Within brackets you can write sense organ, ear. Right? Sense organ, ear. First one. Then sensory neuron, motor neuron. Sensory neuron, intermediate neuron. එකනේ brain එකට යන intermediate neuron. ඊළඟට motor neuron, then muscles. අපේ තියෙන මොනවා හරි body parts, body muscles වලට ගියාම තමයි එයා dance කරන්නේ. දැන් muscles වලට යනවා. හරි? Next one. What type of function is done by following epithelial tissue cells? Small intestine internal surface. Here number 6 is, that is wrong. Numbering is incorrect. Small intestine internal surface. Epithelial tissue එක මොකද්ද කරන වැඩේ කියලා අහන්නේ නම් small intestine internal surface absorption, skin protection function, kidney filtration function, nasal cavity filtration, and also moisturizing or warming. Moisturizing, warming or filtration. Right? Small intestine internal surface absorption, skin protection, kidney filtration, nasal cavity, moisturizing, warming or filtration. Now here 5 questions, 3 for each. 3 into 5, 15. 5 questions, 3 marks for each. Right, last one. Fill in the blanks. Iodine solution is, we know that, brown color. Normal iodine solution, color is brown color. Then iodine turns to blackish blue color in starch test. Iodine turns to blackish blue color in starch test. Third one. Plant keep 48 hours in dark place to de-starch. Plant leaves boil in water to break down cell walls. ඒ විදිහටම ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා. To break down cell walls before starch test. To break down cells කියන්න බෑ. To break down cell walls before starch test. 5. Plant leaves boil in alcohol to remove chlorophyll. Is used to absorb carbon dioxide, sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide is used to absorb carbon dioxide. 7. Rate of photosynthesis becomes low when humidity is high. Rate of photosynthesis becomes low when humidity is high. Humidity means we know that atmospheric water amount. Atmospheric water amount. Photosynthesis takes place in chloroplast of plant cells. Organelle. We have learned this in grade 10. The place where photosynthesis takes place, chloroplast. Photosynthesis takes place in chloroplast of plant cells. Is used to identify released oxygen during photosynthesis. Glowing splinter is used to identify released oxygen during photosynthesis. Glowing splinter. 10. Plant leaves release, what is the gas? You know that oxygen gas during photosynthesis. Plant leaves release oxygen gas during photosynthesis. Absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. 10 marks, 1 for each. 10 marks, 1 for each. Now you can calculate your marks out of 50. Then you have to bring these paper answers and the written paper in the next week. Right? Definitely I will check your answers and your marks. I will mark your marks and I will check your answers. So next week you all have to bring your answer sheet and the marks. Right? Thank you very much.